Weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.
Near blizzard conditions have arrived in West Michigan. This is a live look right now outside over Muskegon on our tower cam. You can see the snow is starting to fall pretty heavily right now. Good afternoon. I'm Elena Holland.
And I'm Lauren Baker. Juliet has the night off. This is a special edition of 13 on your side at 4. The snow started falling in Grand Rapids around 1:30 this afternoon.
And already all 20 flights departing the Ford Airport have been canceled. Out of the 37 arrivals, only 7 are on time. 3 are delayed. The 13 Your Side weather team is in the weather center and have been tracking the system now for days. We'll hear from meteorologist Michael Behrens in just a moment. But first, let's head on over to Chief Meteorologist George Lessons. And George, talk about what's happening right now.
The team of meteorologists were very nervous this morning. We said the snow would develop this afternoon, and it took a little while, but wow, now it is snowing heavily everywhere. Let's take a look at some of the visibilities with the radar across the region. Down to a quarter of a mile in Grand Rapids, Ionia, also Big Rapids, Mount Pleasant, half-mile visibilities in many other locations, and it is all snow and a little bit of wind-driven snow. You can see the ground is now turned white just about everywhere. Very low visibility out at the airport. Last hour, it was technically blizzard conditions with quarter-mile visibility and winds gusting to over 35. Right now, they're just gusting to 33. That is very close to blizzard-like conditions. We just saw the conditions over in Muskegon. It is a half-mile visibility. You have met the blizzard criteria for winds at 35, but still just shy of that blizzard category, and a lot of snow falling in Holland as well. Half-mile visibility, and you're at 33 degrees, but the wind chill is at 22. Winter storm warning remains in effect for all of West Michigan through 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. Nothing has changed there as the peak of the storm is starting to move on in, and we have expanded our area of winter weather severity impacts to include most, if not all, of West Michigan into the category 4 or major impacts from this latest winter storm. This is all the way through Sunday. It'll start to get a little bit better later this weekend, but not much. What is falling in terms of snow is going to be sticking. Temperatures are right around or a little bit below freezing north, not much better at the lakeshore. And the winds will be picking up later on this weekend. If you think teens and low 20s is cold right now, just wait till the winds pick up later on this weekend. And we have meteorologist Michael Behrens outside and going to talk about the winds and the blowing snow and how that relates to blizzard conditions. Michael?
Yeah, that's right, George. As we get into some of those heavier winds, we're expecting to see conditions worse for drivers in terms of visibility across the region. Already not the best winds out there right now in terms of what it's doing for visibility. You can see behind me, you can see down to about the end of the street here. So we're probably got at least a quarter-mile visibility, if not just barely to it here in Walker right now. But with winds picking up this evening, that is likely to change. Here's the current wind map across West Michigan. Gust up to 33 miles per hour in Grand Rapids, gusting to 35 in Muskegon. Those gusts up to 39 in Holland. Visibility conditions across the region right now down to a quarter at the airport in Grand Rapids, sitting at right about, looks like a quarter in Ionia as well. Half-mile Muskegon, half-mile in Holland. How does that relate to blizzard conditions? Well, when we get to a quarter or less, that is blizzard level visibility. That's where we see the red marks on your screen there. Blizzard wind gust in Muskegon at 35. To hit blizzard conditions, here's what we need. Winds of at least 35 miles per hour or more, visibility at or below a quarter, and it needs to last for at least 3 hours to be in that condition and officially be a blizzard. The other problem we're going to see if the wind is likely power outages, already close to 5,000 in West Michigan. Those numbers likely to go up tonight. For now, though, back to you guys in the studio. Reporting here in Walker, meteorologist Michael Behrens, 13 on your side.
And we're tracking the snowy road conditions as well all across West Michigan. 13 Your Side's traffic reporter Dave Cackley is keeping an eye out for slowdowns. He joins us now. And how's it looking, Dave?
Well, Elena, you know it's bad if they're bringing me back here in the PM, and it's going from bad to worse to potentially dangerous as we progress from the afternoon into the evening. We got a few crashes to contend with already. Eastbound I-96 just east of the Ford Freeway. That accident partially blocking. No word on any injuries there. Also northbound 131 crash reported just north of 13 Mile Road. That's partially blocking. Southbound 131 south of 44th Street. We just cleared up an earlier accident northbound north of 50 54th. Expressway speeds on 131 and I-96 running about 15 to 20 miles per hour below normal. You're going to want to keep those speeds down. Give yourself plenty of extra time and distance to get to wherever you got to be this afternoon and evening. As we take a look now at I-96 and Alpine Avenue, you can barely see it, but traffic moving very slowly both east and westbound. I'll keep you updated on all the latest traffic conditions on the X at Dave 13 Traffic.
Dave, thank you. With today's storm expected to cause traffic concerns, we wanted to learn more about what goes into keeping roads clear and safe during winter storms. 13 on your side, Jeremiah Brown joins us live in Grand Rapids after spending the day with the men and women driving the plows. Jeremiah.
Well, Lauren, spending my day here with the snowplow drivers at Grand Rapids has made me appreciate all they do even more. They're working 12-hour shifts to make sure the city is covered for 24 hours a day during the storm. I had the pleasure of riding with Lanita Godwin as she showed me her route before the snow began to fall earlier today, explaining that the city is split into 20 routes with each driver getting 10 lane miles that they are responsible for clearing. Lanita showed me that she is not only focused on plowing the roads, but operating salts and other liquids. That means other drivers have a responsibility to keep them safe as well.
You know, when you pull out in front of us, we have, all this weight, and then, we're concentrating on, watching traffic, watching the light, watching for pedestrians. And so if you quick try to, then we're trying to, quick put on brakes, and if it's slippery, we'll slide just like you'll slide. And so we just, want people to be mindful and be courteous, give us room.
The city also wants to remind people to follow odd even parking, as plows will be unable to clear the roads in a timely manner if cars are parked on both sides of the roads. At the end of their shifts clearing the roads for all of us, of course, they go home to clear their own driveways, so let's make sure we show some appreciation for all they do. In Grand Rapids, I'm Jeremiah Brown, 13 on your side.
All right, JD, thank you. And let's head on over to the lakeshore now to see what conditions are like in Muskegon. 13 on your side's Trevier Gonzalez is in downtown Muskegon. Now, Trevier, what is it like where you are?
Hey, Elena, I would say things are a little bit calm right now. I expected some traffic to be at a halt right now, but it seems like vehicles, we're in downtown, of course, so it seems like there is some activity around here. We're in the big roundabout. Of course, there's not going to be as much business as we would expect happening here. And of course, over to this direction, we have a major roadway. I've been able to see cars coming through there, kind of not as much as we're used to seeing, but they are still there. Now, the messaging that, back when we ended up talking with the folks over at Kent County is these are those times where we are getting toward that danger zone. This is a point, as just our meteorologists have been mentioning all day, when visibility is coming down. I can say personally, driving here, it was reasonably okay around 1 p.m., but I can see just looking out, it is getting worse and worse as the hours continue. I would say the snow is falling a lot harder and more consistently than what I remember from this morning, and it seems like it is only going to continually worsen. And the folks who I've ended up talking to have said this is very similar to what we saw in December of 2022. I haven't seen the wind pick up nearly as much as I remember, because I remember those particles of snow hitting my face, and I remember it being very painful. We haven't achieved that yet, but we're going to be here continuing to see, and I expect that to pick up to be at that point, and a lot of snowfall along the way as well. Elena?
Trevier, thank you. South of Grand Rapids has seen more of the storm so far. The conditions are already getting bad in spots. 13 on your side's Micah Chose in Allegan County with more. Micah, what do you see?
Well, Lauren and Elena, we wanted to come down to Allegan County because 131 southbound that you can kind of see right behind me is that main thoroughfare between Grand Rapids and Wayland. People, if they did have to go to work, they're coming back down. They're coming to Wayland, Kalamazoo County. With that being said, traffic isn't too bad for 4 o'clock, but look at these road conditions, and it may be a reason why some drivers are staying off of the road. Visibility is a little rough, and it seems to be getting worse every few minutes. The good news, though, right now, it's not like there's a lot of snow on the roads, but there is some slush buildup that we're seeing. Now, if you do have to be out on these roads, please drive carefully. We did see 2 accidents on our way down here, one off of 44th and 131 southbound, and the other 54th and 131 southbound. So we'll send it back to you guys in the studio for now. Live in Wayland, Mike Cho, 13 on your side.
Micah, thank you. And with the snow and cold temperatures on the way, businesses and other organizations across West Michigan are preparing to open as warming centers this weekend. In downtown Grand Rapids, Mel Trotter and Degage Ministries will be open. On the lakeshore, the Muskegon Rescue Mission and Holland Rescue Mission will be available to those needing to get out of the cold. And in Grand Haven, Love in Action will open to those needing to warm up. Many government centers like Grand Haven and Hudsonville City Halls are also acting as warming centers this weekend.
And a lot of places where people can go, libraries are always a good potential as well. Just to warm up, if you're out of power, charge up the phone, that kind of a thing.
You can find an extensive list of warming shelters across West Michigan at 13onyourside.com.
If the storm causes damage to your home, the Better Business Bureau is reminding people to watch out for scammers. Before hiring anyone, they recommend you research the company or contractor. Check the BBB website to see if they have a license. Snow removal companies are not required to be licensed in our state, but roofers and most other contractors are. Also, check your homeowner's insurance to see if the damage might be covered, and always get a written contract.
Read that fine print, understand that contract, understand what work's being done, and that it's clear and you understand it as well. Ask questions if you have to. If a contractor won't answer your questions or dances around questions, that's a huge red flag that they're trying to hide something from you.
Another important tip, never pay in full for any project up front. If a contractor needs to buy supplies 30 to 40% in advance of work, starting is a common practice.